Today I wanted to make a quick video about some of the things I've learned in tech sales. I've been in the tech world for over 5 years total, and I've been in a direct sales role for over 3. Right now, it's the first day of the new year. I'm out on a beach at a good friend of mine's, and I thought it'd be a good chance to reflect. I think the first major point is definitely around delayed gratification. I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in, but it has taken a long time to get there, and a lot of people that I speak with are thinking about transitioning to tech sales, but worried that they're maybe starting too late in their career. Things of that nature, And I mean, that was definitely the case when I broke in. I was 28 years old when I started as an SDR. I had previously been an engineer, and literally about 4 months prior to starting my job as an SDR, I played in a world championship for Team USA. So to some extent, yeah, I definitely felt like I was taking a step back in my career, but I also came in laser focused knowing that tech sales was the path for me and what I wanted to do long term. And I think that's the biggest thing that I see people struggle with is just committing to it to see what happens. When you really weigh it out, I mean, sure, there's a lot of people that may conceptually have a lot to lose, whether it's a high-paying engineering job or otherwise. But I think a lot of people are really caught up with what if it doesn't work out? Now you just have another skill set you try. A lot of people aren't seeing the longer term effect of that delayed gratification. Even if you spent a year doing it and it didn't work out, you can spin that positively on your resume. Say you tried sales, you enjoyed certain aspects of it, and then parlay that into how it makes you a better fit for customer success, for sales engineering, for all these different roles, right? And I think people get so focused on it has to work right now. I need to know that it's going to work within 3 to 6 months, and that's just not realistic. I think another one, when I jumped into tech sales, especially in a direct sales role, I had this idea that you could just sell people, right? And in reality, it's really not worth wasting time on indecisive clients or clients who are just kind of going through the motions, agreeing to meetings, whatever it might be. And even in the case of this channel, again, thank you very much for the support this past year. It's been crazy. I mean, I literally just started making videos because I felt that no one was making videos about really highly technical sales. But now, I offer a boot camp. I've worked with a lot of clients, helped them successfully break into tech sales. But that being said, I've had people who have sat on the fence and I've tried to convince them that they will figure it out. We'll work through the boot camp together. I'll get them into tech sales. And ultimately, the belief isn't there themselves. And even if they signed up for the course, they're not going to be successful. And beyond that, I've had people, clearly try and rip me off, get the course, rip my content, ask for a refund. And it is what it is. I don't need the money. But I guess my point being in kind of summarizing this key point is whether it's been B2B and, the engineer or director who's always willing to take a call, or whether it's through this channel, some of the things that I've done to help clients, this boot camp, etc., it is not worth wasting time on indecisive clients. A client is either largely going to know they want to move in that direction or not. And again, that's a huge part of sales. Don't get me wrong, it's not like sales is not valuable and they're going to buy regardless. You definitely have to help them through. You definitely have to help create large and complex deals and walk them through that cycle, get buy-in, all of these different things. But if the person's just 50-50 from the get-go and doesn't show really any intrinsic interest other than showing up to a meeting or just kind of going through the motions, then stop wasting your time immediately. Another huge one this past year has definitely been just working in silence, man. I keep a really small network by design. I definitely don't think I'm the smartest person in the world or any of that. And really, again, the origin of creating this channel was not even necessarily to create a passive income stream or even the boot camp. I had no idea I was going to create the boot camp when I started this channel. But after a while, I just wanted to make videos about really highly technical sales. And I think I see a lot of people right now, tech sales is kind of the hot thing. It's the place to be right now. Everybody's trying to break into tech sales. And on top of that, I've seen people, I mean, more power to you, right? It takes a lot of energy and enthusiasm to break into tech sales, but then they break in and they're creating content and they're, putting stuff out all over the place. Like they've kind of been in sales for a super long time. And I know it's a different world. LinkedIn, people are posting content all the time. And there's definitely been some people that get into the role, get into an SDR role for the first 6 months and have some unique insights, given that I haven't been an SDR for a long time. But I think people are really, really eager to find success immediately. I have to break into tech sales. I have to create my personal brand. I have to do X, Y, and Z. And I think it's just much better, especially early on, to have the mindset that it's going to take a few years to really hit the upswing of the income potential, really hit the upswing of having a well-established career and being highly sought after in the industry. And that's okay. I think, again, like I said, when I started as an SDR at the age of 28, I wasn't super excited about having to start at the entry level, but I was willing to put in the work. I kept my head down. I got the fastest promotion in company history. 2 years in a row, I was the global #1 seller of our cloud product. And things really happened quickly because I wasn't really making content. After those 2 years, I just started to make content because I saw a lot of people. I literally interviewed SDRs that were watching these different YouTube videos from different salespeople. There's more content now. It's a lot better. But certainly, back then, there were a lot of people that had no idea what tech sales was and were coming in with these false ideas from different videos about, people who were selling insurance, selling cars or whatever, and more power to them, but that's just not B2B tech sales. So I guess in summary on that point, it doesn't have to be something that you get immediately and have to show off. You're going to set yourself up for failure if you feel like when you get that SDR job, when you finally break into tech sales, everything is going to be great. It's just the beginning. It's going to take 3 to 5 years minimum to really see a huge payoff in your salary. And I think you're setting yourself up to fail if you're trying to create a personal brand right out of the gate. You're trying to be this larger than life persona rather than just coming in a first 12 to 24 months, learning everything you can before you start sharing the nuance that you've infused with your own personality, with your own skill set. I think the last two are, some of this I've learned in sales. Some of this has been more broader life lessons that I've learned along the way. I think that the first one is, if you're putting in a lot of work, you're going out of your way to learn everything you can, you're going to find people that help you along the way because they've been on that path and they recognize your genuine interest in what you're doing. I think a lot of people right now are trying to find the shortcut. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a client earlier this year that definitely, faked like their credit card didn't work just to get access to the course and then ghosted me. I don't care, man. You're not going to make it, And these are the things that I wish more people would realize is, whether it's reaching out to me, whether it's reaching out to colleagues in your network, if you come with a genuine ask, if you've done a lot of research, there are people that are going to want to help you along the way. Even when I played sports, I transitioned to a different sport in college. And ultimately, when I first started, I wasn't super serious. I wasn't as focused. Really, when I got into the second year of training with the national team is when I decided to really burn the bridge, go all in on sport, etc. And that's when I found I was getting a lot more help. I was a lot more humble and willing to ask for help because I had very pointed questions. I was learning things along the way. I wasn't just coming in and saying, tell me how to do this. I was coming in and saying, hey, over the last month or so, I've been practicing this technique and I feel like I could do this extra thing. How would you go about that or whatever? And when people see that you're actively learning and progressing your own knowledge, then it is much more worthwhile for me, even for free, it doesn't matter, to help someone that's on that path. I would just add, even, though I'm making this channel, again, my goal is not to be the top sales influencer. That's not really what it's about for me. It's just kind of how I roll. But at the same time, I've been able to connect with this channel to go to some prominent influencers on LinkedIn, people that I truly respect that are CROs of different huge companies, right? That are posting their insights or their data-driven takes from the industry. I've been able to message them directly, and because I put in the work over the last year to have this channel that's clearly growing, clearly striking a chord with an audience, they're like, wow, this guy's put in a lot of work. I'm ahead of where they are, but that's pretty cool. Let me see what they're about. And I'm creating conversations because I'm actually putting in the work. I'm actually iterating on my approach, and I'm not just coming in saying, tell me the answer. You will create luck for yourself by continuing to push, continuing to try in earnest on your own. And then when you reach those plateaus that you have individually, you can reach out to others and they see the work that you've already put in. I think the biggest one for me as well, it's kind of been more of a life thing when I graduated college and was playing sport. I trained under a 2-time Olympian and I did a lot of kind of off the court work with them in terms of mindfulness, in terms of performance optimization. And I think the big thing is paying it forward. I think rightfully so, when you're starting out in sales, it's okay if you want higher income. It's okay if you're not making a lot of money now and you want to make more. But it's not going to solve all your problems. And definitely if you're thinking about buying a luxury vehicle or you're thinking about buying nice clothes or a home, it's only going to get you so far. And I think that's what's been really cool. Again, even before I made this channel, even before I got into tech sales, I had a really strong mentor of mine spend tons of their time to train me up. Ultimately got to play in a world championship and do some really cool things. But they put, lots of time for years while I was training in the national team athlete pool. They put tons of their time to help me just progress as an individual when they realized that I was starting to take it really serious. I think that's been really important for me, helping tons of people. Again, this channel has kind of been a byproduct of that. I was helping people for basically a year before I started making videos on how to break in. And I realized at that point I should start making videos. But I think, again, if you have that mindset, like, it's okay if you want 300,000 a year. It's okay if you want to make an insane amount of money a year. But how are you going to use a good portion of that to help others, whether it's your time, whether it's your direct dollars or otherwise? I think, again, if you're setting yourself up to just try and make as much money as possible, to get all these different toys, to get all these different things, yeah, it'll be fun for a year or two, but you're kind of going to run out of steam and just hit this plateau of questioning what it's all worth anyway. Just on the beach, a nice sunrise here in Florida, a chance to collect my thoughts, but appreciate again over the last year everyone that supported the channel. And yeah, we'll see you in our next video. Thanks.